Minister, Ms. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and pleasure to be a co-organizer and host of this conference, of this something which is more than a conference. It's a meeting of international investors and potential issuers and those who already have their securities listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange. I think that holding such a meeting in Poland, in Warsaw, is fully justified. As after these more than 2 decades of the capital market and free market economy in Poland, that's the place where we've achieved success, where we've achieved a situation where the capital market is important not only for a small group of people or people who are passionate about this aspect of life, but it's an important mechanism for the Polish economy, and even more, it's becoming an important mechanism for the region and for business entities operating in Central and Eastern Europe, which entities we've invited to this meeting for the second time, because that's the second edition of this conference. We've invited you not so much to boast, talking about the success, but we've invited you to share the success. What I call success, the fact that the capital market in Poland is successful, it didn't happen without a reason. And it wasn't an outcome of some extraordinary supernatural forces. Every stock exchange, successful stock exchange in the world, relies on some kind of ecosystem composed of the market participants, market players, and the stakeholders. And this ecosystem has to be very rich. If we look at the Polish example, it's a number of institutions that have created this Polish stock exchange. This is Ministry of the State Treasury. Also, I mean the National Depository of Securities, the National Bank of Poland, the direct market players, the companies providing services, and it's also the city of Warsaw. And all this is working, attaining common objectives for more than 20 years. And it comprises people who are change leaders from the very beginning. From the very beginning, the capital market has change leaders, and these change leaders are very necessary to bring this thing that I call success. Every successful stock exchange, and that's the factor number 2, every successful stock exchange is capable or has the capability of being responsible, accountable to its stakeholders, and is capable at the same time of implementing a certain mission, which is the long-term development of the financial and capital market. And that's a thing that has fundamental significance. To be a business organization, but not looking at the nearest quarter, but looking a number of years ahead. In Poland, where the capital market is still at an early stage of development and it has a high growth rate, this mission role, that is the caring for the long-term growth and reconciling it with the interests with the shorter term interests, is of fundamental importance. And the third thing that makes the success happen at any stock exchange that aspires to be a market that's significant in the world and that's important for its players is what was mentioned by Minister Budzanowski. The success is not given once and for all. A stock exchange that wants to have it has to remember that every now and then it should test and analyze the strategy of its development. Because the world's economic history, including the most recent economic history, knows many examples of big companies that failed to see things that were happening around it and let me use the words of Professor Obwój, which first became the dominant logics of the companies, and then those companies became the fallen angels. So you have to subject your strategy of development to constant reflection. And I think that organizing or co-organizing, because we are only one of many organizers of this extraordinary meeting that's starting today, we are organizing it bearing in mind that it's not for celebration, that its main purpose is to have this reflection, to ensure that the success and the possibility of sharing the success with the participants in the capital markets, not only from Poland, but from the whole Central and Eastern Europe, to make sure that this success is a constant, lasting phenomenon and that lasts. But to end with, I'd like to say that we've organized this conference in such a way that apart from this reflection, we'll have a few moments that will be more relaxing. And those who've visited our tent in our beautiful park could have a look around the park as well. And this evening, especially those who came from abroad, will be able to see a beautiful reconstruction of old Warsaw. So we'll have a number of aspects that will be not devoted to reflection only. And that will happen today and tomorrow. But it wouldn't make any sense without you. So thank you very much on my behalf, on behalf of all the co-organizers of this event for your presence.